Hey friends, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Sarah from piesnprose, and today we are back with another social media's tips video. So we are adding to our workshop series, and today I'm going to be sharing with you 5 essential tips for boosting your engagement on Instagram. These are really easy steps, and if they are done consistently, they will garner positive results. I will admit that for me, I sometimes am not consistent. I will fall off track every once in a while, but you know, granted, Instagram's idea of consistent is quite ridiculous if I am being quite honest. It happens. It's life. You cannot be perfectly consistent all the time unless this is your full-time job. So, and even so, it's probably still hard there. But I do my best, and when I do try my hardest and I stay consistent, for the most part, I do see a lot of positive results. I'm going to share with you those 5 tips so you can garner some positive results and see some engagement and a bit of a boost on your account. So let's get right into it. Tip number 1. Save and share other people's posts. I know this is something that's circulating a lot on the internet right now, especially on Instagram, and it has to do with possibly an algorithm change where sharing or saving posts by other people can boost engagement for that person. And why am I suggesting that you do that for someone else? Before I even go into it though, I do want to say that I cannot confirm that this is 100% part of an algorithm change. I will be getting into algorithm changes very soon, since March will be my 1-year anniversary of really bouncing back and coming into my Instagram account. So stay tuned for that. Back to what I was saying. Why am I suggesting that you share and save other people's posts to help them, and how does that affect you? So essentially, saving and sharing other people's posts is a form of engagement, right? So when you share that post, maybe you tag them and let them know that you've shared that post on your feed. It is a way of communicating with them, and engagement is always a good thing on Instagram. It is their top priority when it comes to Instagram because they want to preserve that base quality that Instagram was all about when it first started, and that's creating connections on the platform. So engaging is always good. So when you engage with others and you share posts that you like from other people, or you save it and you kind of alert to that person that you are engaging with them, it makes them want to engage with you as well. And so they will share your posts, or they will shout you out, or they will, put yourself in some sort of visible way that is extremely helpful to your account. Because of course, engagement is good, but also visibility is even better, and visibility is what boosts your account. Engage in that way. Save and share. Do that for other people, and they will do it for you as well. If you want to make sure that they know that you're saving and sharing their content, give them a tag on your stories. That'll let them know. A very easy way for them to know. And then they can also repost whatever you tag them in. So an easy redirect right there onto your account. Now, another thing that comes out of saving and sharing other people's posts is that sometimes you have to ask yourself about your posts, what about my post is savable? So what would make someone else save your post or share your post in their stories? That is something to consider. That is something to think about and brainstorm and work into the content that you create. If you're creating content that people will find savable, they can save it for reference. Say, for example, a really cool DIY project that you worked on, a really lovely photo that gives them inspiration, whatever it is, just think about it in that way, and that will help boost how many people are saving your posts, how many people are sharing your posts, and that equals a boost, that equals engagement. Moving on to tip number 2, stories are essential, and they always have been, and they continue to be essential. So post a lot on your stories. Now, when I say post a lot on your stories, do not spam your followers. That can be pretty annoying, at least in my perspective. I sometimes get annoyed when I have to click through like a million different stories, but definitely engage and definitely use your stories to its advantage. Stories were created so that you can interact with your followers or your friends or family on a more personal way and without flooding their feed. I will also say that I get a lot of engagement on my stories. Whenever I'm chatting with people on my stories, and by chatting, like sharing something on my stories, whatever it may be, I do get a lot of DMs from that, which is fantastic because that creates an engagement. It creates a conversation that boosts my visibility with that person. Maybe they want to share my posts later on because they had a great conversation with me. You know, it kind of goes from there. Once you start the engagement and the conversation, it can really spiral into something that boosts your account on a lot of different levels. So definitely do that. I will also say prioritize the tools that are in the Instagram stories. I've mentioned this in other videos with social media tips before, but take advantage of those tools. There are polls, questions, quizzes, GIFs, all sorts of different things. Use them and use them often. These are different and creative ways to engage with your audience. If you find that your regular story posts aren't garnering a conversation, try using a poll, try doing a poll series. I love doing those. Maybe pose a question, an interesting question that provides a lot of thought and people want to share their responses with you. Get creative. That is the purpose of stories and all the tools that are in there. They're there to help you, so definitely use it. It's free. You don't have to pay for all these fun, cool things. Tip number 3, and I know you probably didn't want to hear this, but I'm talking about Reels. You have to give Reels a try. If you don't know what Reels are, I did a whole video on what Reels are and a really, really simple, easy, stress-free way to create Reels. I'll link it in the cards, so if it pops up, you can click that whenever, or I'll also put it in the description. But give them a try. It's here to stay. People are actually into it, despite the initial reaction of kind of like, it's a knockoff of TikTok. I mean, it is, but still, give it a try. It still boosts engagement. Reels show up on the Explore page, and apparently, this is not 100% confirmed, but there is a priority on Instagram side to feature Reels. So the more Reels you do, the more opportunity you have to show up on the Discover page or the Explore page. What is it called now? One of those. You know what I'm talking about. Try looking at some Reels that you find inspirational or you find that you can manage to do something similar. Experiment, have fun with it. Don't feel like your first Reel has to be perfect. It does not. You have to experiment with it. And like I said, I have a video on how to make Reels that are pretty straightforward and simple. I personally struggle with Reels, so I think that video will be helpful if you're having a tough time. Tip number 4, hashtags are useful. I've said this before, but I really need to reiterate it again because a lot of people do not take hashtags seriously. They do work. They help audiences find your content. You can follow thousands of people and thousands of people can follow you as well, but where are you getting your new users from? It is going to either come from the Explore page, Discover page, or hashtags. And because the Explore/Discover page is a lot trickier to get on, hashtags is your best bet because you can just add them to your post and it'll appear under that hashtag when you search it. So use them. Like I said before, on Instagram, there are so many tools that are available to us for free. Use them. You don't have to pay for them. All you need to do is use them and use them consistently and effectively. I have a video on hashtags if you need help with trying to figure out how to use hashtags, where to begin. I'll give you an example. Recently, I had a post not do well, and looking at that post's analytics compared to other posts' analytics, the hashtags did quite horribly on that post. And so that goes to show that those hashtags are important, because if it did well on other posts and it didn't do well on this post and this post was really, really low in engagement, that's a sign right there. That's an indicator. It's not 100% the reason why that post didn't do well, but it is an indicator. Therefore, it is important to prioritize it. And the last final tip, tip number 5, engage genuinely. I have ended off a video with the same kind of tip before, but the reason why I bring it back up again is because I said this earlier. Instagram values engagement more than anything else. They want you to engage, and they will reward you for engaging by having other people engage with you. It is sort of that cycle on Instagram. The more you engage, the more engagement you receive. This is 100% true in my experience. On days where I am like commenting like crazy, checking everyone's stories out, you know, doing my best to stay on the platform. And that's another thing, staying on the platform for a long time is also something Instagram likes. But yeah, just spending the time and chatting with people, talking in my DMs and my comments on other people's posts and comments. I do see a reciprocation of engagement on my page, whether that come from more comments, which is always a good thing, more likes, another good thing, more engagement on my stories. For example, if I'm chatting with someone on their post and they see my account, they might click on my account and end up checking out my stories and end up in my DMs by checking out my stories. So there's a lot of different ways to communicate and engage with people on Instagram, and you need to utilize that as much as possible in order to receive engagement. You get what I'm saying? All you have to do is chat with somebody. All you have to do is send a nice comment on someone's page, reply to someone's story. It's really not that hard, and that's the best thing about Instagram, is connecting with people. So as cliche as it may sound, do it and you will see positive results. I promise you, you will see positive results. At least I have. Give that a try and do not overlook it. It is important. Okay, so that is all for my 5 essential tips for boosting your engagement on Instagram. I hope this is helpful. Give them a try. Give them all a try. Let me know what happens. Let me know what you think. You can always chat with me over on my Instagram account. That's where I am most of the times. Or you can leave a comment down below. I'm cool with either. And I know I got a lot of messages asking about, how do I get discovered on the Explore page? How do I get my posts to show up on that page? I've got some information, so if you want to see that video, it is coming up soon, so hit subscribe so that you'll get notified when that happens. And if you like this video, go ahead and give it a like. It really means a lot to me and to this channel. Let me know what other social media tools you're interested in learning about. I am happy to share whatever I know and whatever I've learned over the years being on the internet. If you want to support if you want to support me and this channel even further, go ahead and watch another video or check me out on those other platforms that I mentioned. They're all linked in the description. That is all from me today. I will see you in the next video.